Hi, thanks for signing up for the dog morning routine in the adoptions building. I'm going to show you how to check in and then where to check in with your animal caregiver. When you first get into the office, make sure you sign in on the computer. You can put away all your things in the locker. Anything that has a key is free for you to use. And then once you've checked in, put away your things, you're going to come over to the key checkout board and check out a Foundations key. All you have to do to check it out is take a key, and sign your name. Perfect. Okay, I've checked in, put away my stuff, and I've got my key, and I'm gonna head over to the animal care cart. Perfect. This animal care cart is for the dog morning routine animal caregiver. So I'm going to be waiting right here, and an animal caregiver will come out and say, "Hi, are you here for the dog morning routine?" And then we'll get started.
Hi, I'm Christy. This is the dog routine cart that you would come to. This is where you would get a lot of your supplies. What we're going to do is grab some gloves, and then we would get a bottle of rescue and a bottle of dish soap. One second. And you want to always make sure to look at the labels to make sure that is what it is, because we do have Windex on this cart and it is blue as well. And on this cart there's also poop bags if you need them. So we're going to grab one of those too, just in case. And now we're going to make our way to the dog room. Alright, so we're going to go in. This is the A side of the dog room. So we're going to come in and bring all the dogs onto the A side. So wherever there's a dog. And also this one is sturdy, but there's no dog in it. So we're going to be deep cleaning this one as well. And you want to do it nice and slow so they don't get startled. And if you ever have trouble with getting a dog to the other side, just find a staff member working this area and we'll be able to move them over for you. This kennel is already cleaned and flipped, so we don't have to worry about cleaning this kennel today. Okay, now that all the dogs are on the A side, we're going to come in and clean the B side. And for training purposes, we're only going to clean 2. Normally on the dog routine, we would be cleaning all the kennels in the run. So you'd be taking when you grab your keys, it'll be the key that has the D on it, and we just unlock the kennels, all the kennels that we're going to clean, and then you can just hook it to the side. And this kennel has a dog in it, so I will show you how to clean this one. And we're pretty much going to be doing the same thing, but this kennel does not have a dog in it, so I will show you what we do. Okay, now we're going to start cleaning. I like to open the kennels that I'm going to do, just so it's easier when I get my water. So if you want to follow me. The first thing we do is we're going to turn on our power washer. This is the water inlet. This is the off position. You're going to just turn the knob, and that's the on position. And then you're going to come to the power washer right here. You can come to the front. And there's also an off and on. It's in off position right now, and then now it's on. So first we're gonna rinse off the whole kennel. Okay, I like to start with the walls and always pointing downward. That way we don't get water into the next kennel over. While we're spraying, we just want to make sure not to shoot any water in this crack down here, this middle crack, because if water shoots through there, it's going to go into the other side of the kennel and get the dog wet. So we're going to go ahead and get the whole other side. And when we do this, we like to do every step to whatever kennels. So I wet this one already, and I'm gonna go ahead and wet this one, and that way I'm gonna be done with this for now. All right, now that we have finished wetting down the kennel, we're going to grab our dish soap and just kind of mist it around the surface. You don't have to spray too much. It's just enough to where when we start scrubbing, it's going to foam up and clean. All right, so now that we're done with that, we're gonna come back over here and grab a scrub brush or a doodle pad. And then again, starting with the walls, we're just gonna scrub everywhere. And it's also important to pay attention on the walls, like when you're scrubbing, or to actually get the walls, because there'll be paw prints and stuff like that, or if there's any extra fecal matter, we want to get that off. And then we're just going to do the floor. And it doesn't really matter what technique you use as long as you scrub the floor. And I'm going to do the same in this kennel. And you'll notice that I don't always go all the way up, but for the most part I check and make sure that there's no paw prints or anything up here. If you ever do see anything up here, feel free to scrub that high, but for day to day, if there's nothing up there, sometimes there's even little dogs that can't reach that high, so you just want to make sure to get what they can reach. We're going to go ahead and take the water again. I'm going to start it like this way. And go ahead and rinse it off. Now that we have finished with our power washer, we're going to go ahead and turn the power washer off. So usually start with the water inlet and then turning off the washer. And then also, when you're done, just kind of relieve the pressure in one of the kennels you're cleaning. And we'll set that aside. All right, now that we turned off the power washer, because we're not going to be using that anymore, we're going to grab the squeegee. And starting with the walls. And it's easier to start with the walls because everything's going to fall onto the floor anyway, so that's why I do the floor last. And it can get a little bit awkward inside of the kennels with the length of this, so if you don't get it all completely dry, that's totally fine. But it's just to get the most of it, so that way when we come with our dry mop, it's not going to get soaked. All right, now that we're done squeegeeing, we have a dry mop and a towel. You can use either one that you prefer. If you prefer to use the dry mop, you can. If you prefer to use the towel, you can. I'm going to use the dry mop today. So we just, I just usually just dry mop the floor. That way when they get on this side, they're not going to be slipping around. Like I said, it's okay if the walls have a little bit of water in them as long as you got most of it off. And then onto this side. how I clean the dog runs for morning routine. And like I said, this one, the dog's not gonna be coming back. And we can usually tell because there's not any paperwork on the back, on this, and sometimes on the board it will say dirty. And if you're ever not sure, feel free to ask a staff member. And then, so I'm gonna take the rescue disinfectant, and then we're just gonna mist it around the room. All right, so we made sure to mist all along the walls and the floor, and we're gonna let that sit and air dry. That way the rescue will have time to be effective. It takes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes for it to kill the bacteria. All right, now that the kennels are clean, this one doesn't have a dog in it, so we don't have to worry about flipping it. This one does have a dog in it, so we're just gonna call her over to this side. Come on, Boots. Oh. And then slowly put the guillotine down behind her. And we're also gonna make sure that we lock the doors too. If there's a dog in the room, we always wanna lock the door. If there's no dog, it's fine to leave it unlocked. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the A side. Okay, now that we're on the A side, we're gonna go ahead and open the kennels, and we're gonna pull out the bedding. So when a dog is here, or they're still here, we don't have to change their bedding every day. We just kind of come in and check, and obviously her bedding looks fine. There's no pee or anything on it. It doesn't smell. So I'm gonna set that aside. And then we're gonna pull everything out and clean it the same way we clean the A side, obviously all of them. All right, in this kennel, the bedding is dirty. And so we're gonna just take all of it and set it aside and get it ready to start cleaning. So just flip this and empty the water bowl. And it's fine if it goes right down the drain because we're gonna put new water in there. Okay, so now that we did the same thing we did on the other side. We already rinsed, scrubbed, dried, and then now that it's clean, I already put the bedding back in this one. And the dirty laundry we took, or this one needs a new blanket. So we're gonna take the dirty laundry that we have in the room and we're going to bring it to our dirty laundry bin. And here's our dirty laundry bin. It says dirty laundry. Just throw that in there and we'll worry about that later. This is our clean laundry bin. And this is where we have extra blankets. So I'm going to take a blanket and return to the kennel. And then just go ahead and set it up nicely for the next dog. All right, so now that that's done, we're gonna fill up the water bowls. So we're gonna come over here. And we don't use the hose to fill up the water bowls because it'll splash water everywhere. So we use these watering cans, and you can always fill up your watering can with the hose. And also wrap up the hose neatly when you get finished with it. And then we just pour the water into the bowls. And we want to fill them up as much as possible because this is, in the morning, it's better if they're filled up more so that way they don't run out of water halfway through the day or however often they drink it. And then we're going to go ahead and close and lock the kennels. And after we make sure all the water's filled, all the beds are clean, and all the kennels are locked, we'll go ahead and and open up the guillotine, and that way the dog has access to both sides. And that's it for dog holding routine. Thank you guys, and looking forward to seeing you.